Imagine a land where the sky is an unbroken dome of blue for weeks, then months, on end. The rivers shrink to thin ribbons. Dust stirs with every movement. Fields crack, their crops withering for want of water. The animals, once lively, gather at the last muddy pool, and the people, their eyes searching the horizon, begin to wonder if the rain will ever return. In such moments, where hope flickers and survival hangs in the balance, humanity has always looked upward, seeking answers. Rainmaking rituals, born from the meeting point of desperation and faith, are among the oldest and most universal responses to drought. Across continents and centuries, these ceremonies have offered not only a plea to the elements, but a lifeline of hope, binding communities together in their struggle against the caprices of nature. Rain. For many, it's a routine backdrop, a reason to reach for an umbrella or to grumble about ruined plans. But in lands where the rain's absence can spell disaster, every drop is a blessing. Rain is more than water, it is the very essence of life. In places where drought is a regular visitor, it determines whether crops flourish or fail, whether livestock survive or perish, whether communities thrive or fade away. The stakes are high and the uncertainty is real. It's no wonder then that so many cultures, ancient and modern, have tried to find ways to tip the odds in their favor. When practical solutions failed, when wells ran dry and rivers vanished, people turned to the unseen, the spiritual, the ritualistic, seeking to coax water from a reluctant sky. You might wonder, did any of these rituals actually change the weather? From a scientific standpoint, no. The laws of nature are indifferent to dance steps and songs. Yet, that is not the whole story. The true magic of rainmaking rituals was not in shifting the clouds, but in transforming the hearts of those who participated. These ceremonies gave people a sense of agency when faced with forces far beyond their control. They preserved hope, even as the land thirsted. And if we look closer, we'll find that the creativity and diversity of these practices reveal the incredible adaptability and imagination of humankind. Let's begin our journey in Africa, where the pulse of the drum and the rhythm of the dance have long been intertwined with the quest for rain. On this vast continent, where arid regions stretch from the Sahara to the Kalahari, the threat of drought is ever present. In Zimbabwe, as in many African countries, rain dances are woven into the fabric of communal life. When the rains fail, villagers gather in open spaces. The pounding of drums echoes across the plains, their deep notes meant to awaken the sky. Men, women, and children move in unison, their steps repetitive and hypnotic. The air fills with chanting, singing, and the stamping of feet. Some traditions call for special costumes or the use of symbolic objects, branches, feathers, or animal skins, to represent the creatures who thrive when water is plentiful. The dance is more than a performance. It is a collective plea. As the hours stretch on, participants may slip into trance-like states, their consciousness dissolving into the music and the movement. In some tribes, it is believed that the more fervently the people dance, the more likely the ancestors or spirits are to intercede on their behalf. The rain dance becomes a bridge between the human world and the divine, a way to express both need and reverence. For outsiders, it may look like mere spectacle, but for those involved, it is a moment of profound connection to community, to tradition, and to the hope that rain will once again nourish the earth. But Africa is not alone in turning to ritual during times of drought. Across the Atlantic, in the arid regions of North America, indigenous peoples have developed their own rainmaking traditions, each as rich and meaningful as those found on other continents. Among the Hopi, a Native American people of the southwestern United States, rain ceremonies are among the most important events of the year. The Hopi live in a world where the desert's beauty is matched only by its harshness, and for centuries, their survival has depended on their ability to read and respect the land. Rain ceremonies among the Hopi are elaborate affairs, involving carefully crafted costumes, masks, music, and dance. The Kachina dancers, representing spirit beings who control the elements, don masks adorned with feathers, beads, and symbols of clouds or lightning. Children too play a special role. Their innocence is believed to carry a particular potency, a purity that appeals directly to the spirits. In some ceremonies, children lead processions, their voices raised in song, their small hands scattering cornmeal or flower petals as offerings. The involvement of the young is not just symbolic, it is a statement of continuity and hope, a reminder that the future rests in their hands. The belief in the power of children's prayers is not unique to the Hopi. Across the world, people have long held that the plea of the innocent is especially persuasive. Perhaps it is because children, unburdened by cynicism or doubt, approach the world with a trust that adults sometimes lose. In the context of rainmaking, their participation is both a practical and a spiritual investment in the next generation. Travel eastward, and you'll find that Asia too has a rich tapestry of rainmaking rituals. In India, where the monsoon rains are both eagerly awaited and sometimes feared, people have developed countless ways to court the favor of rain gods. Offerings are at the heart of many rituals. Villagers bring rice, milk, flowers, and sweets to temples, arranging them before statues of Indra, the god of rain, or other local deities. Incense smoke curls upward, prayers are chanted, and bells are rung, their sounds mingling with the hopes of those gathered. One of the most intriguing rainmaking practices in India involves the humble frog. In some regions, when drought stretches on, communities organize frog weddings. Two frogs are caught, dressed in tiny garments, and married in a ceremony attended by villagers and presided over by a priest. The belief is that the union of the frogs, a species whose croaking heralds the arrival of rain, will please the rain gods and bring showers. Children carry the frogs in processions, singing songs and splashing water on the ground. The atmosphere is festive, even joyful, a striking contrast to the anxiety that drought can bring. This blending of playfulness and seriousness, of ritual and celebration, is a hallmark of many rainmaking traditions. It allows people to transform fear into action, to express their worries in ways that reaffirm their bonds with one another and with the natural world. Europe, too, has its share of rain rituals, though they may be less well known today. In the Balkans, the ritual of Dodola is still remembered in villages from Serbia to Bulgaria. When rain is needed, a young girl, often the youngest or most innocent in the village, is chosen to become the Dodola. She is dressed in leaves and flowers, her face sometimes painted with symbols of rain or fertility. Accompanied by other girls, she visits each house, singing traditional songs that ask for rain. At every stop, the villagers pour water over her, drenching her from head to toe. The symbolism is clear. Just as the Dodola is showered with water, so too should the land be blessed with rain. The ritual is both a plea and an enactment, a way of making the desired outcome visible, of bringing the hope for rain into the realm of experience. It is a communal event, one that blurs the lines between the sacred and the everyday, between the needs of the land and the rhythms of village life. These European traditions are echoed in other parts of the world. In Spain, for example, some villages once organized processions where statues of saints were carried through the streets, sometimes even dipped into rivers or fountains, in hopes of invoking rain. In Greece, rainmaking rituals sometimes involved the baking of special breads, shaped like snakes or other water creatures, which were then offered to the gods. What is striking about these diverse rituals, from Africa to the Americas, from Asia to Europe, is their underlying unity. No matter the specific form, they all express a deep-seated human need, the need for hope in the face of uncertainty. Rainmaking rituals are not just about water, they are about resilience. When people gather to dance, sing, or pray for rain, they affirm their belief that the future can be shaped by collective action even when the odds seem insurmountable. It is easy, in our modern world of weather forecasts and irrigation systems, to dismiss such rituals as mere superstition. But to do so is to miss their true significance. They are, at heart, acts of community, moments when individuals come together to face hardship with solidarity and creativity. They are reminders that, while we may not control the weather, we do control our response to adversity. Through ritual, we transform fear into hope, isolation into fellowship, powerlessness into purpose. Some of these rituals have faded with time, their meanings obscured by the passage of centuries. Others have been adapted, reimagined, or blended with newer traditions. Yet even today, echoes of rainmaking can be found in unexpected places. Consider the way children splash each other with water on hot days, or the songs that people sing when the first drops of rain fall after a long dry spell. These gestures, playful though they may be, are distant relatives of the more solemn ceremonies of the past. In some communities, rain rituals remain very much alive. In Ethiopia, the Oromo people still gather for rainmaking ceremonies, offering prayers and sacrifices at sacred groves. In Thailand, the Rocket Festival, a riotous event involving homemade rockets shot into the sky, serves as both a rain-making ritual and a celebration of the agricultural calendar. In the southwestern United States, Native American rain dances are performed not only as cultural heritage, but as living expressions of faith and resilience. Perhaps it is this enduring relevance that gives rainmaking rituals their power. They remind us that, no matter how advanced our technologies or how rational our outlook, we are still at the mercy of forces beyond our control. They invite us to approach the world with humility, gratitude, and wonder. They teach us that hope is not a passive state, but an active choice, a willingness to gather, to sing, to dance, to pray, even when the outcome is uncertain. So the next time you hear thunder rolling in the distance, or feel the first cool drops of rain after a long dry spell, take a moment to remember the countless generations who have looked to the sky with longing and hope. Their rituals may have been born of necessity, but they endure as testaments to the human spirit, a spirit that refuses to be defeated, even in the face of the most daunting challenges. If stories like these inspire you, if you find yourself curious about the rituals and mysteries that shape our world, there's always more to discover. The world is full of hidden traditions and forgotten ceremonies, each with its own wisdom and beauty. By learning about them, we not only honor the past, we find new ways to understand ourselves and our place in the world. Because in the end, rainmaking rituals are about more than rain. They are about hope, the most vital resource of all. They are about the power of community, the resilience of tradition, and the enduring human quest to make meaning in a world full of uncertainty. And who knows? Perhaps by exploring these rituals, we might just find new ways to weather our own storms, whatever form they may take.